All right, so I'm Yolanda. I'm going to do a quick piece. I've been trying to sit here and deal with all these emotions that I'm feeling, and they're all bottled up inside. And for me, writing is a way for me to release. So this is a spoken piece, a spoken word. It's called "We've Been Here Before." I hope you enjoy. Again, I'm not in it to disagree or to agree. This is just how I'm feeling right now at this moment. Um, Please share if you like. Comment. Hey, I love you. It's called "We've Been Here Before." So many emotions produce so many questions. So I need a way to release all the things that I have stored up. If you would be so kind to just give me about 5 minutes of your time, that's enough time for me to get my thoughts in line. So I was the one on the sideline trying to figure out why people have lost their mind. But throughout all 50 states in several different cases, how could I just stand and dismiss the hate that was racist? Yeah, not everyone is racist, but you have to admit that the way that we were conditioned, and not to mention the lack of attention that we got when we tried to do it the right way, just happened to pave a new way. Hey, we've been here before. I mean, the exact same time, the exact same place today. We've been here before. We don't need a history lesson to know what we've been missing. I never understood the two. How could we be produced from the same sprout and lie and cheat and mess up our own crops? I want you to eat, but I don't want you to meet the vendors, because then there will be no need for me. How could I be so selfish? How selfish could we be? Trying to figure out if I'm mad or if I'm sad. How could we be so cruel to turn our back on another you? All this belongs to me, says the one. But I made all of this, says the other. But in my eyes, God created it all. But through the fall, split us all. From the beginning, it should have never been me against you. But the favoritism that was shown showed me that I had to do everything in my power to be better than you. To the point that I forgot that you were my brother. I forgot that you were my sister. I disregarded you like another. Life is about gain, to the point I never saw your pain. Even when I was hungry, you played on my emotions, took advantage of my vulnerability. Though I was mad, I walked away, and I vowed that this would be the last time you took my place. So I laughed at your pain, disregarded all your gain, and finally built up enough courage to come after you and to destroy everything. But now it's me who was saying, right? So many emotions producing so many questions. So I need a way to release all the things that I have stored up. If you would be so kind just to give me about 5, not 3 minutes of your time, that's just enough time for me to get my thoughts in line. So remember, I was the one on the sideline trying to figure out why people have lost their mind. But throughout all 50 states and several different cases, how could I just stand and dismiss the hate that was racist? Yeah, not everyone is racist, but you have to admit that the way that we were conditioned, and not to mention the lack of attention that we got when we tried to do it the right way, just happened to pave a new way. Yeah, we've been here before. I mean, the exact same time and exact same place today. We've been here before. We don't need a history lesson to know what we've been missing. But I sat for so many years and I shed so many tears. I moved out of fear. How do you expect me to react when indeed I'm the only one that's getting hurt? Indeed, that's a fact. So much pressure from the outside. Now is my time. The upper hand is in my hand. Ain't that part of his plan? Tell me how I'm supposed to act when you rip me apart, put me in my place, and leave me shamefully disgraced. Am I wrong or am I right? Two wrongs will make a right. But at this moment, it sure feels good to finally be placed up in the spotlight. But late at night, as I prayed and I listened to the voice, child, they'll become the same things by the means of using brutal force. Sadly enough, you got the attention that was needed to make a change, but in exchange, for change, or have you become selfishly only for gain? You see, you trust me when you had nothing. Can you trust me when you have everything? You held on tight even when you had no fight. You see, I was your God that delivered you time and time again. I was your God when you had no friends. But as your emotions went wild and your thoughts began to settle and the dust began to clear and you seen the multitude behind you, I watched you while you threw your hands up and you forgot all about me. You were through. You see, God is love, and he has called us to love no matter who has the upper hand. In the end, we all have to answer. We reap what we sow, and our life will be a constant reminder of whether we died while we were living or we lived unto death. No matter what has a story to be told, this story, your story, is constantly unfolding. Remember, there's nothing new under the sun. We've been here before. What matters is what we do with the time that we have left here on this earth. So many emotions producing so many questions. So I needed a way to release all these stored up emotions. If you would be so kind, I don't need no more time. That was just enough thought. That was just enough time to gather my thoughts and get them in line. So I said I was the one on the sideline, trying to figure out why people had lost their mind. But I get it. Throughout all 50 states, one accord, several different cases, how could I just stand and dismiss the hate that was racist? I know not everybody is racist, but I had to admit that the way that we were conditioned, and not to mention the lack of attention that we got when we tried to do it the right way, just happened to pave a new way. But like I said, We've been here before. The exact same time, same place. Today, right where we're at. We've been here before. We don't need no history lesson to see what we've been missing. Let's be part of the solution and not part of the problem. We've been here before. Let's get it.